Alright everybody, this week, since we are playing the Miami Dolphins, I am going to make the Tua Turnover Tuna Casserole. Don't ask me to say that many more times in a row because I'm probably going to screw it up. One of the first things we are going to start with is we are going to start with some of our pasta. You can pretty much use any pasta. I'm using the protein pasta just to get a little bit more into it. Some of the vegetables we're going to be putting in, I'm going to be adding in an entire can of these sweet peas and then the whole thing of these mushrooms. There will be some low-fat Greek yogurt in there. We're going to be using an entire cup full of this bone broth. There's going to be some grated Parmesan, some shredded cheese. We're going to just go. Typically, you would use this with like an actual cheddar cheese. I'm just using this because it's been in the fridge for a couple weeks. I need to get rid of it. We're going to have some almond milk to get in, make it a little bit creamy. Whole bunch of vampire repellent. And of course, we are going to be using 4 cans of this chunk light tuna in water. So, all right, we'll get this together. All right, so the water is about to boil here. So we are going to go ahead and get the pasta in. That's going to be the first thing we get done. I would not boil I would not cook this all the way through for the most part. I'd probably pull off about 2 or 3 minutes early, just because it's still going to cook while it's in the oven while we're cooking everything together here in a little bit. So we'll go ahead and put the pasta in. And then we are going to add a little sea salt and season the water because we are civilized around here. Alright, and then we will wait for it to cook. Alright, up next we are going to get our vegetables going. So we got our pan heated up and going here a little bit. So we can hit it with a little non-stick. Or a little more than not, just a little. So first off we are going to get our container of mushrooms in. Next, I forgot to actually put this in the front part, but we are going to put 1 whole white onion in there. And then we are going to get some of our vampire repellent and put a whole bunch of that in there. And then, so for right now, we're just going to let this cook down for a few minutes, and then we will add the peas to it and a little bit more. Alright, next up, these have gone for about 3 or 4 minutes at this point. I'm going to be adding in the whole can of the peas. Obviously these are drained to the mixture, and just start cooking this down a little bit as I throw some all over the place there. Alright, and then obviously if you have used frozen peas, which are just as fine as using the canned kind, you're going to need to cook it down a little bit more. I'd probably let this go for probably about maximum maybe 5 more minutes, and then we will put everything together in the casserole here in a couple more minutes as well. Alright, in the wonderful turn of events, my actual food scale is broken. It's not working right now, so I don't know exactly. So we're going to eyeball this. Luckily, I've done this a few times, so I kind of know exactly what it is, or about what it's supposed to look like. So we've got our shells. They're, basically like this, you say, al dente type. So we got that. Then we are going to add in our peas, mushrooms, and onions, garlic mixture. So we'll toss that in there. Then we will get our tuna. Drop all the tuna that's in there. Then we also need, this is going to be about 225 grams of the yogurt. So like I said, luckily I kind of can eyeball what it looks like. So we'll just go with that right there. Then we are going to add in the entire thing of the bone broth. I'm not specifically sure why there has to be bone broth. If you wanted to use something else for this, I'm sure it will work out just as well. So there's that. Then we will add in the ½ cup of almond milk. And then we're going to do about 50 grams of the Parmesan cheese right now. That should be roughly about it. And then we're going to do half a bag of the cheese. We're going to save the rest of it for going on top. So basically, obviously, now that you've got all this together, we are just going to get this all mixed together, and then we will get it over to our casserole dish. All right, now that we got everything mixed together, we are going to bring out our casserole dish. We're going to hit it with a bunch of the non-stick here. Then we are going to take all of this. Go ahead and drop it in. We will level it out a little bit here. And we're going to take the rest of the bag of the cheese and get it covering all of this. And go ahead and spread it, get it into those corners. Then we will take a little bit more of the Parmesan and just sprinkle it on the top. Just like so. And right now I've got the oven heated at about 400 degrees, so we're going to toss this in there for about 30 minutes and we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. Alright, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the turnover tuna casserole. I will go ahead and put the macros up here in a minute. And then, like I said, this will be portioned out into 6 different pieces. You can do 6 or 4, either way, whatever fits your the diet you're doing. So thank you very much. Have a good day.